The Bill of Rights were written in 1789 and were then authorized in 1791. The Bill of Rights were also known as the Ten Amendments. These amendments formed citizens' rights for the government, ranging from citizens being protected by a militia to being prosecuted by trial. The Bill of Rights were created because without it, Anti-Federalists had a worthy argument against the creation of the Constitution. The Anti-Federalists were a group of people who were against a federal government and a constitution. They thought the Articles of Confederation should remain the laws of our nation. The writer of the Bill of Rights was James Madison. He wrote the Bill of Rights because people thought without it, the Constitution would abuse power. Even though many thought that it should delay the Bill of Rights, Madison thought it was needed as soon as possible.
This debate is between the Anti-Federalists and the Federalists. George Mason and Patrick Henry being Anti-Federalists, and George Washington, Ben Franklin, and James Madison being Federalists. The debate actually happened, and the arguments are true, however, these are not the exact words of the debate.
I believe that the Constitution has too many problems. One of these problems being it will provide our nation with an entirely new form of government that is not needed.
This new form of government that you say will come from the Constitution is needed. Right now, we are beyond any form of poverty that we can think of. We need to be able to tax the people so we can sustain this nation.
This so-called new and better form of government is giving the president too much power. Do you really think people want to go through another tyranny like the one King George put us through?
While you, my friend, are truly mistaken, as of now, your so-called well-looking Articles of Confederation are the problem. Since we do not have a president, the Congress has no one to be able to overrule it. With the presidency, there will be no equal balance of power. And may I add, there is no current national court system. How do you suppose we have justice in this nation? Do you just think we can have people, and even people with high power, think they have the freedom and right to do whatever they want? The answer is yes! You think that the government is fine? But let me tell you something. Change is needed and change will come, my friend.
Well, that does not solve the existing problem of the lack of the Bill of Rights. How do you suppose that people will have faith in you if they have no protection of their rights? Do you really think this nation will remain stable with your form of government?
Even though the Federalists clearly won the debate, the Anti-Federalists' last question were ones that could not be answered by their opponents. Thus, the Constitution was formed, but a Bill of Rights had to be added, the rights that are now known as the Ten Amendments.
The powers delegated by the proposed Constitution are few and defined. Those which are to remain in the state governments are numerous and indefinite. The quote was said by James Madison. This quote shows that James Madison believed the existing state laws are weaker than the ones the Constitution proposed. I own I am not a friend to a very energetic government. It is always oppressive. This quote was said by Thomas Jefferson in a letter to James Madison. This quote shows that Thomas Jefferson thinks that an energetic government is too big and the government existing at the time should stay the same. The essence of government is power, and power, lodged as it must in human hands, will ever be liable to abuse. This quote was said by James Madison. It shows that he thought that the government at that time was abusing power, and with a new form of government, the power will be equally distributed.
The quotes show and prove how James Madison and Thomas Jefferson felt about the Bill of Rights and a new form of government.